and gentlemen, welcome to yet another episode of Navigating Life with your girl V, where I am here and I sit never alone. I certainly never converse alone. I'm back here with our lovely Uncle Bay. Hello, Mawetu.
Hey V.
Wuhandet.
Wow.
Great. How are you?
I'm good and how? Oh Lord. Okay, fine. I'm very well and how are you V?
I'm great, thank you. Do it in Afrikaans again.
The vivacious viewer. I guess baie goed dankie en self, mevrou. Hoe gaan dit?
Well, I'm very well, thank you very much. I won't even attempt to have your eloquence in Afrikaans.
Baie dankie.
It dwarfs my own abilities in Afrikaans. You'd swear. I certificate. I used to know the language, but that's a story for another day. We are back here once more with our very own bubbly, vivacious, Nyambonamos, full of life, Nolungu. How are you?
Hey, navigators, we're back.
How are
Thank
you?
you, Ndikhulumanqile.
Yes, love it.
Again, it's a privilege and an honor. And thank you. Thank you. We thank the viewers who will take time to listen to what we bring.
Thank you, viewers. We love you. We appreciate you. Ningalibali, subscribe, like, share. Ni comment, guys. Please also don't send your comments privately.
No
Because we want to
DMs.
create this space for everybody to also understand what everybody is thinking about the episodes that we're producing. Thank you for remaining loyal, Nina. Thank you for walking the journey with us. We are newbies in the space. We acknowledge that we are hoping to grow and we want to grow with you. So thank you so much for being part of our journey. Okay. Right, we're back here today. We are having a topic that I feel like we do feel small for it, but we are here for everything and comfortable.
Yeah.
We want to talk about great men, great women, falling from grace, whether true or not, whether cases are to their advantage or not. When do we also interact with the information? How do we do so? How do we interact with the information where somebody from a superior position is seen or said to be pursuing somebody of a lesser position? Those dynamics, how do they play out? And also, how have we experienced them? Because unfortunately, for whatever rate that you see, there's a whole club and a whole crew, that are hiding under the surface. We're here to actually unearth such conversations, to talk about circumstances in which those thrive, whether it's in the work situation, whether it's in church, whether it's in any other space that we find ourselves in. How does it happen? What propels it? And how do we respond to it? Right? So I want to kick this off by saying, maybe following that introduction was, we have had men that we respect so much. Men that are sort of, what one would then call should be role models in society, men that have ascended corporate ladders or social ladders or church ladders, But what do we do when we find ourselves as recipients of maybe unwelcome don, whatever you call it, from them, right? I know most of us have received such, but we don't speak about them. Not all of them are going to make their way to SABC or some special sitting or some committee that's set out to iron out the circumstances about that, But I mean, I'm just opening the platform for us to actually talk about that. That in your personal experience, what's your views around this? And I don't want to make this seem like this is a man issue. I mean, we've had women. We had, I think in recent times, there was Uma Mumeth,
Who was dragged through social
media, through another lady interactions. There was Usis Dolashe, Sisi Dolashe Naye with some men in the office. Look, guys, and I want to actually qualify this firstly before we even get into it by saying we are not judges of whether who did what or not. We are only merely interacting with the news as we received it. We don't really follow through with whether this was fact or not. But we also know that we could also experience or have experienced such, and we want to actually study the circumstances around which these things happen. And I know for a fact, this is another thing we've had a conversation about offset. But is that even, and I want to maybe let me pose that as a question. That how we refer to people at work, is it appropriate for us to go beyond first name, second name? Are we creating over familiarity and maybe pushing a fertile ground for other things when you start being too over familiar. Vundle omhle.
Yeah.
Kuthiwa vundle omhle. Kuthiwe
Bhayika catch.
uyayiva ke ngoku bhayika khetha omhle. Kuthiwe, you know, are those things maybe suggestive of how maybe sometimes others find themselves kusithiwa khawuthumele noba libele wethu leli ngecala.
A piece of skin.
You know, if somebody calls me by my clan name, that is an honorific thing, title. It's an elevation. I feel clothed. I feel recognized. I feel really in high esteem, right? If I may digress a little bit, I used to work for an automotive company, right? And we had the market from Thailand, and our colleagues there would never refer to you without prefixing your name with Kun.
CC. Oh, Kun.
Yeah, with Kun. You would be Kun Viwe, for instance. I would be Kun Mawetu.
Not Queen Viewer.
I like the way you're thinking.
Right.
But you are the queen that you think you are, through and through. So their culture was unapologetically brought to work, and it influenced the workplace. So why don't we do the same? It's something that, you know, when I came to the Eastern Cape and I said people must not refer to me as Mr. Sitsamba, for instance, they can call me Mawetu, because I had been used to that corporate culture of referring to people on a first name basis. And then I realized here in the Eastern Cape, actually, it was a reminder of what the Thai people were doing at this automotive. And it was a beautiful thing that you can be referred to as your clan name, Uvundle, right? Which I like. But, you know, when somebody refers to you with your clan name, my father says that person reaches to the thinnest fiber of your heart. They penetrate you like that. Now, even
They do
when
what?
people, they penetrate you. Well,
Get your
all right.
mind out of the tikata.
Lord,
Oh my
please
goodness.
forgive me.
Why are adults like this? Anyway,
Can I just caution against that choice of words?
okay, fine, I'll do my best.
I love that.
But
Thank
English
you
is
very
English,
much.
and then
English
and then
is
some
still
people
not our
have grown up
language.
and they've learned things who must unlearn some things
Right.
and relearn some things. I get you. So that person, it warms you, right? And now, people being aware of the psychological effect it has on you, the recipient of that honor, they've abused it and misused it and misapplied it. When they want to achieve their own nefarious ends, they call you by your clan name. This is when they want you to bend, you know, on matters of principle, on matters of being compliant, and they try and make you do underhanded things under the guise
Of
Yeah.
respect and honor.
yes, of respect and honor, you know,
wow.
and clothing you with that, you know, dignified reference.
I would also think it depends on the kind of relationship you have. You can't just meet Mkwati today and then you say, hey, ungene office, and you're like, hey, Mkwati. You develop.
But what's wrong with that?
No, there's nothing wrong because
Because
you're giving this.
Mkwati,
Yes,
even before
Mkwati,
me
you're
coming into
giving
the
this
office.
person an honor. But in a corporate setting, it also goes for me. I have been termed or accused that I actually call people ngezituko.
I love calling abantu ngezituko, by
That's
the
me.
way.
And I come, and I think I can only speak from my point of view, you know. You develop relationships with people. You get to fall in love with people for who they are. No, but no, I don't mean romantic. I don't mean...
Yes, it's because
Omunye
if
phezu
we're
komunye
falling
kind
in
of.
love, I'm thinking, omunye phezu komunye.
No.
Okay.
But you then have this relationship with the person. Right? And when you then call this person ngesituko sakhe, it is the highest honor.
As it should.
Yes, as it should. And I think umuntu who comes in to me and says, and I always say, if you call me Makhatebe, I understand you're honoring me and unvisa kamandi. But zikhona izyana.
Chisa.
Othi xa uzawuthi, Ntselekazi, whatever you want, I'm not
will
going to
get.
argue with you because you've. Okay, except for the panties.
Whatever you want, where are there any limits there?
No, we don't say under. Like, no, man, get your head off the gutter.
No, because I'm
Yeah,
trying to see.
the
Because
delinquents with
I
you
am in the
today.
gutters because I'm trying to. I am in the gutters, guys, primarily because I want to understand what happens. You know, we've seen these things and they've allegedly happened with structures that are very above board.
Yes.
You know, whether it's the corporate space, whether it is churches. You know, maybe Londondo, let me ask you, because as a woman, we do get attention and sometimes unwanted attention.
Yes.
Have you ever felt in any point uncomfortable because of attention you were receiving from somebody who was not supposed to be giving you that attention?
I have.
Whether it was at work or whether it was at church or wherever. You know what?
Funny story.
Okay.
I was at church. Funny story. I will not reveal which church, I will not reveal whom, but this person was someone I looked up to. You know, you would either call a pastor or a minister, but
Umfundisi,
Umfundisi, you know.
Yeah.
And I think the expectation of whatever I was going through at that time, I needed someone who
Could counsel you?
could counsel me, who could pray with me, because
Okay.
we also have that thing that Umfundisi has an anointing, you know, and supposedly, and this person has got the direct line to God.
Supposedly.
You know? Supposedly. So you would talk to this person about issues that you're going. I remember I was going through a toxic relationship. A very obsessive person at the time.
Is this the marriage?
No, that's not the marriage. This is before the marriage.
Unesferes of this
I kaloku xa bendiphilile before
chapter.
ndincwadi kaloku xa ndise ichapter eqhubayo
Yeah,
nangoku.
yeah, yeah.
I love it. Azisha, let's go. Right there with you.
You know, and I wanted out of the relationship, and this person didn't want out. You know, so obviously you would talk to umfundisi wakho, but umfundisi nale ngxaki, and you know,
Guys, kudala nabangamuntu ba-arrivile zange akwazi ukuthi angasijolo mna nomfundisi.
yeah, because kaloku iproblem uxakelele problem endlini uxakwe uphefumla
Uyankonka.
ngoku uyankonka mfundisi ndicela imithandazo yintoni sisinoluntu mfundisi okay yenza ba honest mfundisi mna ndicela uthetha inyani phambi kwakho
Senguwe.
sendinge and kaloku mna ndiyabhiliva ke enyanini.
And you're honest because you need an answer
And
to
I
this
need
thing.
an answer, yes.
Yeah.
Mfundisi ndinale problem enje eso. Lo muntu akafuna ukohlukana nam. Undixelele ngomlomo akafuna and abantu
And
ba-obsessed.
uyayidisha into yakho.
Yeah.
Mandiyeza. Utheni umkhawulezela umfundisi? Athi lo mfundisi, hayi marhatebe. Utheni bakafuna ukohlukana nawe? Hayi ngichaba, hayi umandi. First inappropriate.
Ay, man.
So the shock, I'm like,
Man
And
of
you
God.
still continued though with the man of God, with your problem.
because kaloku after that what is izothandaza?
Oh, okay. So yeah, walalisheka
Yes, I am naive to a point. I'm gullible and naive to a point. And I don't want to lie. He never touched me inappropriately. And we prayed. Masifaste, masitini. And then we would talk about this. And after some time, umfundisi, wana, you know it. Kodwa makade buncumela ecaleni yazi xa uncuma.
Ebekujongani.
Umfundisi sifuza utata sonke ekhaya sincumela ecaleni.
Nawe unempendulo.
Kaloku mna andimcingeli uba umfundisi apha kum.
Did you just try and study her smile?
Yeah, obviously, I'm sure for every navigator watching. Sifuna ujonga olu ncumo
Will come. This one time, I think I've got beautiful legs, by the way.
We can see.
So I was wearing something
We
short.
can see them.
I was doing something short. And umfundisi then says, for some reason, I met up, and sheer coincidence, sidibane etown.
Uzithestere.
Ndithe sigcerere
Shisa.
na uyabo siyancokola kanjani mpilini hayi laa mcimbi hayi kuthi kuthulekile
Umthandazo uyasebenza.
athi hayi ke ndiyabulela ke marhatebe ke netext hey yababa ntombazana
Awusemhlelo
milenze yakho
Shisa.
Leyo milende.
leyo milenze ndinepicture ixhomekile
Hayina bafundisi.
so
Lord.
and until I had a conversation with him, did I then understand that, you know what, we see the robe, we see the man in the pulpit, we see, and those are, I'm a man first.
Wow.
I am
my
a man
goodness.
first. Because after, and he sent me pic.
You must only please say that slow motion.
Yeah,
Which
yeah,
one?
Yeah, yeah.
Ukuthumelela ntoni?
Okay.
Ngumfundisi otheni
Imani,
ukwazi
guys,
nofota.
ke kule nto navigators unje uviweke ndiyambona daya ke kwelibali. I just hope this person doesn't watch this video.
No, I bet, I hope he watches. Because ngahla ba, that's what
You didn't
he left
mention
you with.
anybody's name.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now here's the
Just
thing.
your experience.
Here's the thing about me, ne? I think I'm too nice. So
Can I ask
sometimes I'm borderline flirting, but I'm not flirting because
okay.
you know, like, yeah.
So you're
heard
receiving
that.
this whole.
So before Antumele Hol, siyancokola, sikwi conversation, ne? Sikwi conversation of how the day was, and what. Ndifuna with prayers ka5 ekseni morning devotions, and he's then saying hey hayi emva nto ndibulela mlenze yakho ndinamandla ushumayela you know.
And these are people who pray over our lives.
Oh, okay, wait,
And
I don't want to say anything right now.
yes, that's why I don't want someone to say glory to. I'm like, no, keep your hands to yourself.
How does viewing a holy augment your? Because I feel like
I think I was shook. I was really shook. And njengoba ithumela ufuna ubone yami, I'm like, hayi mfundisi, hayi mfundisi, hayi pastor,
hi.
you know, hayi pastor,
hayi yima waiting guys. Best you believe ngoma wethu oqalela ngoma. It wasn't me. I feel like I always get attacked for being the wild one.
And after he said that, and I'm trying to reason, Uba.
How do you reason with a holy one?
Kaloku ndibonile, and I cannot.
How do you unsee it?
I can't unsee it.
Usizophinda shumayele.
Guys,
And he's
You are
wait,
talking
guys,
about
and
a
he's
member
saying,
of my gender, guys.
member of your gender,
No, anybody, I can't even participate.
eyakhe ingcwele. And ke ngoku being with him,
Izakusondeza kubawo.
besides unisondeza kubawo, ndizoyeka le nto bendileqa ngamakhwenkwe worthless, useless. Ndizohlala uzathi like mandizole, like yena uzondiphatha kakuhle.
Is the pastor married?
The pastor is married.
And
Surely
so
he's
are you.
married.
I've met the wife, I've met the children. And I'm trying to reason about, hayi ngalomfundisi, noma besibufleta. Uma mhlawumbe ucima siyafleta, hayi. Suthi uthumele uzuyibona kaloku, no, ukithi. Pussycat uhlele uvalelwe.
My goodness, guys, and I'm sure you know I talk a lot, but it's not often that I am. Like, I feel like niyandothusa man, niyandinkonkisa abefundisi
So charismatic, I am telling you.
No, but isibindi soba
you would get out of your seat. You would get out of your seat. He is so charismatic.
Except the is also rising.
Now, so
is rising to meet Jesus as well.
Like when you go to church and you're like, I cannot unsee him. And you're with the mind, guys.
Don't you just get flashes?
I do.
Oh wow, listen.
I'm being honest.
I also really want to leave you with that image in your head.
No.
Thank God I ain't seen no pastors because imagine. Guys, I don't want to know. Please don't. Like, my purity must remain intact. Where's...
Yes,
what was the violation?
I've never had that experience, and may it not locate me.
And it's traumatic, I can tell you.
Yeah.
No, because in my experience, I remember as a child, we go to church, and I've always just been a church child, like church. So I don't know why my parents weren't going to church, but this day I ran, and I would like going to church for me was over and ran to church. So for me, I still remember the day so much because I'm also running home.
Right.
And I'm supposed to be running home, but there's this man that's saying, okay, no, sizohamba soyi-2. I'm like, okay. Sana ndiyazi noba besesiphumile negeyithini adiyu anditeketise ne andifunqule ibona mos, but I'm feeling like no, I'm older andiselo type yofunqula xa nditeketizwa ngoku.
This is your first encounter with the man?
Yeah.
Okanye indoda yasekalini?
No, first time. I wouldn't even point uba ngubani, but yeke lide lobali.
Right.
Lo mntu ndimtrustile uya ngapha ewe. But I mean, we grew up in a different world. I feel like
Yeah.
we felt safe around
Yes,
people.
yes, we did.
Right? We
We
grew up in a
trusted
different
people.
world. Yes, we were never
Yeah.
raised on don't talk to strangers or whatever the case. Sanokuthi abandifunqule khona kwakukhema nti you authentically nti muncu.
Yeah.
I felt the kiss was wet. I was like, soze kaloku. Soze undimuncu zohlobo. What endibeka ndasiqwela. I felt I was
And
running
you are
to a
what?
safe place because when I got
How
home,
old are you at the time?
I must have been 11.
Oh my gosh.
Xa ndifika endlini ndizibhityele, xa ndifika endlini ke ndibhizi ke ndixelela u-anti. Lo anti wayephangela ekhaya wayenezitori ke guys wayethanda ungenisa. Ndacinga uba it's a safe space. It's like a deputy to my mom.
Yes.
Wayemane ndiblackmaila ngayo xa efuna xa ndibhace yena engenise indoda ku-8 corner whatever. Athi ubumoncuzo indoda ke wena. So as a result, I'm sure my dad would be
He was
learning about
weaponized
this.
against
Mama, I weaponized against me. Singabantwana abagobileyo
My
apha
goodness.
elifini. Imagine uqaqa umoncuzo wena indoda endala.
Kuthiwa-
Imagine it almost felt like I played a part in it.
My goodness.
So yeah, that was my only.
I can imagine Viwe. Olo, I hope you
Thank you.
outgrew
I feel
that
like
trauma.
it's the first time somebody says sorry to me about it because, Lord, I want to get to heaven.
Guys, so far it's 2-0, and it has been my gender dominating. Do I have a story? Actually, let me think. No, actually, I do have a
Have you
story.
never been sent a boob?
Well, it was solicited if I have been, but anyway.
Oh, Wes.
Yeah, but we'll get to that. We're not there. That's not.
Okay, story for another day.
It's unwelcome stuff that we're discussing. But I'm just saying, okay, it's been my gender. My gender, let's do better. You've been at fault this time. You've been on the offensive.
We've been naughty.
I'm not trying to have a one-up against your gender, but I grew up in an environment. I don't know about boy children in your villages or in your backgrounds. You'd have this elderly woman at home in the neighborhood, or just a random person.
Yeah.
In what we understood then as celebration of boy children. You
Okay.
know, little boys, that we have,
Grown.
we have a big gun in the family. And then there would
What
reach...
was a big gun? An older boy.
Yes,
Okay.
an older boy.
With a-
Somebody has got to help us clean up Viewer's mind. She is mischievous. And we love
No,
her.
because you brought on this for I can't unsee this. In fact, I didn't see it, but I can't unimagine it because what?
Yeah, and
Imagine a pastor's holy sunshine.
and she
What?
was-
And he's got it, hey, he's packed
Awukwazi man uthandaza ngayo
He's
for things that
packing.
you want.
Guys.
Uyijonge uthi ba undicela i-increment emsebenzini. Yena mfundisi kaloku.
Guys,
Like, yeah.
this is embarrassing enough in the studio. Okay. People of my
Hayi
species,
mfundisi sana fanele uba uyayisebenza as a holy Mary. Yeah.
they would reach out for your groin,
Okay.
right? And then they will literally feel with their hand your jewels.
Hayibo.
And then they would actually bring it back to the nose and sniff it,
That's obsessive.
Why is it there?
And
That's
then
very
they would
weird.
do a mock sneezing. Say, "Tja, hey, limkhali cuba lapha." Or hey, limkhala kakhulu,
So look, Kali, because
Yima uyacofwa.
Uchoni uyawapha.
Yes, like it's not really fondling, but it's just touching.
How does that make you feel?
Huh?
No,
Invasive.
but that's abuse, isn't it?
Look, it's not what we saw as abuse then. We just thought it was a game, to say, okay, I am recognizing your manhood, literally and figuratively.
Your boyhood, because you're a child. What are they charging for? Is it your size? What's going on? Why is this sneezing for?
They were not sizing you up per se. It was just that contact with it. Well, with you
So on a
clothed, of
random
course,
day,
not naked.
ungakubanjwe.
No, they were definitely sizing it.
She was not really groping, right? But ilando uti, oof, like sniff.
Is it a test about charge?
It's not anything. It's just a pretense. It's mock. It's a mock. It's a mock.
So if I were to ask you how many
It's a
women...
mock testing of the potency, of your jewels.
Guys, where did I grow up? Because what?
Navigators, please comment. if what I'm guys, I'm
I say,
under attack.
tell the comments
These guys
down,
are
haters.
thinking that I'm just having a one up against it has been men, now it's women, and now they are playing ignorant.
But okay, fine.
Abayazi. Please comment.
I've
Please
never had to
comment.
hold on to anybody's little
Please
thing.
comment if you are familiar with the story of elderly women in the family and otherwise reaching out to boy children's
And also,
drawers
why was it
and
done?
then doing a mock sniffing and then sneezing afterwards to the potency of your malaria.
Okay, fine. I can forgive older women because they never took it anyway.
It was inoffensive. Honestly, I never felt violated. I never felt.
Now, in your adult life,
yeah. But
have
if we have to analyze that with today's lenses, many people would be in jail for something that they never even intended. So there's a thin line sometimes because we come from families where you have kissing relationships. You kiss your aunt, you kiss your sister, you kiss your neighbor, you kiss everyone.
I get that.
But again,
but private,
because we have grown to understand our society as sick, now when you're kissing somebody, it's an innocent kiss, you are already a suspect.
My sunshine, I want to ask you a question. I can get Kokos, yes, we're going to forgive you on this show.
Yeah, no.
For whatever that you did.
I was never offended to begin with.
For however
But I'm
many
just saying
little guys rubbed and massaged and sniffled, for whatever that satisfied in you, you know. We hope you're not doing it in this year, whatever. Like, we'll forget it.
Satisfied.
We will forget it. We will forget it. But I actually want to come back to something.
But that's pedophilia.
What is it really?
That couldn't have been your only exposure to unwanted gestures towards your sexual organs or you as a human being. So in your adult life now, forget you being a boy. Forget what they did with your machine. At least it didn't contract or become, fall off. But I mean, with its presence, its full presence, as an adult man, whether in your corporate space, have you ever felt that yazile attention and eating? Women are brave, guys. Women just go over.
Yeah.
Has that ever been a pure experience, a full experience for you in your adult life?
In my adult life, yes, I've been
Where you have not
I've been groped in a
solicited
workplace.
You've been groped?
In a workplace.
Wow.
That's cute. Can I light on? I want to listen.
There's nothing cute about that.
Yeah.
You guys assume that groping comes from somebody that you wish they would grope you. It comes from unexpected quarters.
How did that make you feel? What response did you offer?
It was freezing. It was chilling.
All the way to your phone.
And I was literally transfixed. I could not respond. I could not even stop the person.
It's
one of those where but she won't do it again. If she does it again, she's gonna
for you, look, navigators, it's not my ignorance. I promise you, it's difficult for me to ever imagine a full rape session, and it's not because kuteni, it's my lack of experience and exposure that allows for me, or that makes it difficult for me to ever believe that a man could be fully raped by a woman to a point of full pinnacle, where they climax.
Yeah, I was a young professional. As a young professional, I experienced a lot of violation. I remember this other time, this lady, she's 38 at the time. That was an old age then, eh?
That was, yeah.
Yeah, I was in my early 20s. You're a young professional, you're at a client base, and you're still fresh from school, so you've got that respect and gentility and yes ma'am. Yes, she told me that her boyfriend, she's 38 and she has a 15-year younger boyfriend. I think she was trying to
marinate you into
yeah. Clearly.
Okay.
Right.
Did you fall into the trap?
And she says to me, okay, please do bring me chocolate, when you go out on lunch. I see it as an innocent request, unsettling a little. There's a signal there, but I don't want to read into it. She's just asking me to get her chocolate. So I go, I get a chocolate, and I come and hand it over to her. And it's an environment. It was like a call center. It was
open plan.
Corporate. Yes. There were workstations and stuff, but it's an open plan. And I go to her workstation and I hand over the chocolate. She stands up. She's one of those people who are carefree, and she just encroached into my space. And then she draws me to her. She hugs me. And then she goes 110% into reaching for my lips. And then she plants a kiss firmly on my lips, right?
Kusemsebenzini apha.
Kusemsebenzini.
I open my eyes literally, and then she disengages.
Ubukawacimela nakule kiss.
Yeah?
Yawazi kukho into ezi-engraved emntwini ubu-esho kutheni ngathi bulapha ucimela laa nto kula kiss.
It was the
Juicy.
good, the bad, and ugly, you know? Now everybody is watching and staring.
Uphuzwe wathi shu.
I make my way directly
How do you feel about kissing this older woman?
to the auditor's office. That's where we're seated. I tell my boss.
Hayi bona kwa.
My boss was livid. She wanted to escalate the issue. She says, "Do you want me to report this? Now I don't want to put her in trouble."
But
Because I didn't-
like the kiss was a fully fledged kiss.
No.
Was it
She didn't romance me or anything.
So there was no lips.
Yeah, it was longer than necessary, but
Okay.
there was no. Yeah, it was not. Yeah,
Okay.
We didn't kiss. She kissed me. There's a difference. So, yeah. The thing is, after that happened, she tried not to make me work in a section where I would have encounter with this person.
Okay.
Yeah, this is my boss now.
Charmaine, you
Who
were
was also female.
startled. I'm so sorry. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm laughing,
I
but
was
this
shocked.
is not.
I've never
serious.
spoken about it because it's really embarrassing. How did you guys make me reveal such a thing?
No, I'm actually.
Safe space, though,
no,
guys.
safe space. Absolutely.
Yeah,
This is a safe
but it has
space.
happened, guys. It has happened. I'm not making this up. It has happened. There's been all sorts of harassments that one
That
has
go
actually
unreported
taken.
and then undocumented.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
I never saw the need to report it because not because maybe it was comfortable or I was enjoying it, but I just felt it was something unheard of, unprecedented, strange, you know. But it gives you a chilling effect. It's really, really uncomfortable. It's like you literally get transfixed. You firmly rooted.
You are just
in the space
not
that
into this person.
you don't even know how to respond.
Wow.
Because you didn't see it coming.
Wow. Friend, I am sorry. I'm sorry for you having gone through that. I'm sorry. Yes, I did laugh. I'm laughing because I am not intending to laugh. Honestly, I promise you. I feel like, wow. At least it wasn't anything. I mean, I've seen people go through worse, far worse, you know, where
No, there's worse
the
stories than mine.
violation is far worse. At least you still, I'm not saying it's better, but at least it was your lips that were really violated. I'm not saying it should have been anything more, and I'm not saying it's less because it was just your lips, but I feel like it's funny.
We sorry.
All right, guys. This is...
It's not actually.
We
yeah,
owe
I'm
you
sorry.
an apology from our gender. From our gender to you. Yes.
No, it's all right, guys. It's okay.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is human beings are just flawed.
It's true.
It's got nothing to do with a gender role.
But how does one deal with it?
Sexual harassment does exist, and it is experienced both ways.
Both ways. Wow. Was that your isolated case? I'm now very interested in what else you've experienced. Have you ever been
Some of them I
sent-
don't remember, but yeah.
Have you ever been sent material that you felt like you and yabanza 18 ke ngoklo? Umuntu athumela 11 wakhe, or you know, like they're private.
I don't
in
remember.
a way that you
Oh,
don't
Hello
feel.
Kitty.
I don't remember receiving an unsolicited pic.
Oh, I love
Okay.
that. I love
No,
that.
I don't.
Ladies, I want.
I'd be
I
lying.
feel like
On that part, guys, I'm clean.
okay, love it.
I hope it stays that way.
I feel like I don't have a lot of such stories in my life
It should.
personally. I'm very vocal. I'm very.
You're a whistleblower.
Do you whistleblow? In fact, usunthemba. But I work in a space where I work with a lot of men. But I feel like also, I mean, I still respect how I will sense, but oh, Lorna is attracted. But Sanalam, Suzomotar shut down when the time is right. But I feel like, nje uvende receive nje, impackage yomntu, ha!
Uthi
Ndingamenzela phansi, ha! No, don't start that problem with me. You will just be uzabuqala nje usatha nobuqu, because
Really?
I will make you stand on business. No, hell yes.
Have you received, it doesn't have to be a picture, but have you received any provoking message from somebody that makes you uncomfortable. It doesn't have to be a guy, you know. I think women violate women as well.
Sukuyithetha, yes, navigators. It doesn't have to be a man. Guys, I feel like for men, it's always for me, Uba. Okay, they're establishing whatever, you know, they're placing. I mean, I'm not one to not say people shouldn't come out with how they're feeling. You know, if you feel attracted, yes, you can. So I'm not going to put that in the same bracket as some really explicit, unwanted material. So if you suddenly tell me, you know, I'm attracted to you, I mean, whatever, you know, we live with that. So I'm saying yes because dilibele, not a girl, navigators. My goodness. Not a girl sending me, and this is 2025.
Last year.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's that recent. Jonga wayibhala lento yakhe ne. Ndiva yonke le English, like niyayibhala English ne. But it's for me, I kept reading because I'm like, where are we going with this? Uthini? Ayisana kwi last sentence wathi uDigewe kwicinga yedwa girl. I've been picturing you in unscrupulous positions. Never is on coma with globe, guys. Never is on bright la pes go stove.
The pose. I've been imagining you in unscrupulous positions. My goodness.
No, and you know what my thing was?
And then did you imagine it back here when I unscrupulous?
No, I couldn't because you know most mfani kufuna utanifuni.
Yeah.
Ne? Then they feel like I need to bag.
Yeah. I
So
want you to
I
describe
sent with
the
this
reaction.
message and I was like, if I respond to this, nomntana ngicenge. Zayithini le nto nkosi yami, ne? Because naturally I'll be like, listen, I'm not into ladies. Mhlamba athi till you uve mna.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I started imagining everything should come back to me with.
Yeah.
They're going by bloko. There is no way nozibona ndi-arguisha okanye ndine-continued conversation around ukulitwa kwami yintombazane. When it is not my intention to ever be with one, you know. So yes, thank you for saying even if it was not with a boy. Yes, I did receive, but was it in the line of work? Well, partially, you know. Did I feel disempowered by her request? No, more annoyed, you know. Would I have reported it? No. I still felt too empowered, you know, well within my power to say, I guess this is I think for me, the challenge is when that comes with a hierarchy at work where people feel some type of way with reacting because they will be indirect, you know, consequences to their maybe reporting or, you know, or not falling in line with the request. You
Or
know, I think,
sometimes,
yeah.
you know, sometimes it's not even about work. If you're in business and you want business from a particular person,
Yeah.
and this person wants more than you are able to give them.
Yo.
And they don't necessarily sometimes, I mean, Makwana, that will be upright.
Yeah.
Some people up late, I've heard stories.
I know.
Navigators, I've heard stories.
Yeah.
Look,
yeah.
I think, look, I am a woman in business and I do sometimes work with men and
Yes,
so on. And I'm not
please.
going to speak as though people don't, but guys, I promise you, people abantu bacofe forgot. Right?
No, they do.
I promise you, abantu bacofe forgot. It has never been too big in my life that people expect me to, because, and I want to thank God as well. My situation has never been so desperate that it's either silly posturepedic or the contract. You know? I remember one instance where the guy was going on about blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But even in that instance, it was an issue of I can walk away from it. I promise you. You know, I can walk away from it if you're going to advance that card bigger than what I'm able to deliver. You know, if you're gonna advance. So I think it didn't become too forceful. Nani, it wasn't something that he forced forward. But yeah, you reminder yoba. You know, but I promise you, I would be lying if I were to sit here and say it has ever been made a condition for me to, and now that you fall in line on the village, but oh my God, the world is so unfair. Now I'm being asked to do something that doesn't align with my values. It has never been that big in my life, ever.
Is it?
No.
No, then we like those stories from women.
No,
because that thing was so bad that when a woman is successful, it is presupposed
it's
that she
presupposed
actually
that-
slept for a job.
Yeah.
And then in recent times, somebody else whom I don't know,
Yeah.
by the way.
Violence!
Better pambani. No, because this somebody actually says this thing to somebody. Because people, when they can't figure out how you are making it work, they will try and crayon it in with their own colors and their
Okay.
own projections and their own stories, whatever. It's like, hi, we are lala for your contracts and I'm landa with the collars. Like, come tell me who I slept with for any contract in my life. This person hardly knows me. Decided to about 3 months before, right? And nalapo, it wasn't a structured meet-up. It was a, hi, I'm Nolundwa. Suddenly you have a story about me, but it speaks to the toxicity of men, actually, because this is somebody also who's in the space. Now, when they judge how they're not making it work, they want to water down your hard work. It happened through, I don't know what you call it, Damlanda, in true viewer style. I said, come, and dlali ngolo hlobo. Come make it sense, color it in fully. Whomst and whenst. He's still running. I'm sure if I show up, he's the first person to jump off the fence just to avoid eye contact with me, right? Because not because in the lapa, but I make people stand on business. Like
Accountability.
You're gonna stand on business. You
Accountability
can't.
is
Accountability
key.
is quite key. It's quite key, and I still think. You can't deal with cowards. If somebody's running away from you, then it is what it is. You're right, but so we get people that get honestly violated, and their stories aren't given the respect they deserve. We get people that use situations because bakhona mawethu abuzofumana into yoba umuntu nguye obeyifuna i-silly posturepedic, but they want to cry foul ngoku xa blind. Because I also have a friend who might have lost umsebenzi because a certain somebody alleged that the encounters weren't consented or whatever. But ufumanisa into yoba hayi kaloku ubuyi-active player in the situation, right?
You're a collaborator.
Yes, you're a collaborator in the situation. So the society is quite complex in that regard. Who do you trust?
I don't know. For me, I don't think I'd ever do something like that in my life, to use my position of authority and power to leverage for...
But
yes, that's exactly. Thank you. Thank you. I want to believe that I must be able to actually outmaneuver a lady, man, through my own effort, my own wit, my own choice of words. They must appeal to the emotions and the core of her heart. You understand?
Yeah.
But this thing of using, I've got the carrot you want. There's only one way.
To get it.
Guys, I always say,
me,
if you can't convince a lady to be with you outside using your resources, and resources, it could be a position of power at work, or it could be anything that if you can't convince a woman to be with you purely just for being you.
Shela, guys, it just requires your, I don't know.
Your charisma.
Yes.
Your ability to just... be honest and vulnerable. The clearer you are about who you are, that's when you appeal to me.
The articulation.
I think also it has to do, sometimes I always say, when you find yourself in power, you suddenly find yourself in a powerful position.
Yeah.
You were never groomed for, you never...
parachute. It's those problematic ones.
It's those...
They're not familiar with power.
They're not familiar with power.
Yeah.
So they exert their power because, power does corrupt.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter how power does corrupt. So if you have then been groomed that at some point in time you would be at a specific level, you are able then in all these devices as Nzekayo, you are able to then stay true to who you are. Sure, you're a man, but there are certain things that, because of the power that you are holding,
vested in you,
awuzuyi-abuser.
Yes.
Awuzuyisebenzisa. So the problematic thing is kulale namhlanje kuse ngomso sesisihlalweni.
But also I want to actually challenge your thoughts, because I also know that, and I'm going to speak of these two genders explicitly in this example, that abafazi, also ladies, can be quite toxic towards men of power. Ufumanisa into yobana yho ufunyenwe nguviwe nam ndiyamfuna ubani bani into ethile.
Oh yes, no,
surely you know that.
That's true. No, but I don't even think it's about power, Viwe. It's about the woman. Tate uyise to a friend. There's that thing kuthiwe subalisa yonke into yakho.
Okay.
uyafika uyabalisa sichomi zakhe yo chomi undithi andithi
Silly pasture fairy magic.
uthi ngu-10 out of 10.
Oh, so basically, you guys.
We get excited and talk, yes.
No, we get excited and
we
talk
do.
about it because it is supposed to be a safe space.
Okay.
Because if you're my friend, you
Okay.
shouldn't be wanting what I have.
No, you can't want what I have. It's mine. I don't want what you have. And the friend then thinks, I'm on.
Yeah, me.
Oh.
You see, so it's
I
it's
once
The
caught
proof
a
of the-
friend of mine. Do you know what? That was the biggest lesson in my life. So I'm busy saying, Bisto, and she was biting her bottom lip. As in like,
As you are
Ungcono wena
retailing
you
away the
caught it.
story.
yeah, and she's going like, hi, that fire, 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 and fire, Lord, fire. That was the last.
Okay,
I
what were
was
you
younger.
expecting? Onoluntu just gave a very graphic depiction of a picture that was sent to her that could have sent shockwaves, you know? So basically, it could have been in your own storytelling. You are literally having here
I'm like,
each
oh my
of the
God,
palm
my
of-
friend.
from the palm of her hand.
You
So basically, it was salacious.
wabaita that noba kuthiwa
Never.
ndingowasezilalini. This is speaking volumes.
Maybe the bodily reaction.
Wavele
Zamani niggas
nje,
as fun. But
wafidget.
literally, when a guy tells you gives you a graphic image of what went down between him and the
the
girlfriend or the co-conspirator, to a certain extent, you are likely to get aroused.
Yo, hi guys. Nizalaphi?
Go taste the pudding now.
No. Uti uviwe kaloku.
now
While
why
she
you
was telling
biting?
the story, the
Why you
lady
biting
bit her
Philanduka?
lip.
She was not.
Why is she
okay,
biting
how
her
I
lip?
interpreted what Vio is saying. She was not aroused. It was more like, if you can have that,
Why not?
why can't I have it?
Listen, this is your interpretation of it.
No, but ndinaxesha le-interpretation, guys, it's wrong. Why are you biting lips over my sexual encounter? You're over my encounter.
Equally, she could say it's wrong for you to actually dangle the carrot and say this is the kind
Why
of
is it even a carrot, you my friend?
pudding
Kaloku
you're eating.
ndiyakubalisela.
Why is it a carrot, you my friend?
I balisela you as my friend, but choke.
Guys,
Okay, wait. I have an
garbage in
experience.
garbage.
Oh
Like you
God, this
planted
person
this
is
thing.
gonna laugh because she knows who she is. I had an experience sometime in my life, and this was about post, bring,
Upper lifing.
but like I come with you ring God, but love life in. So I come home, right? I left, spent the night out, came back. And I didn't want to talk. Okay, I wanted to talk, but I didn't balisa. And I was so exhausted, right?
Now you're
Because-
getting us curious. And
And I'm like, yes. You know those pregnant pillows? I'm like, can meet. Okay, it's okay. So she then asks, what is wrong with you? You so dehydrated. So I'm like, Chomi?
guys, nenza njani nina sanuthi ufuna nemiqamelo ye-pregnancy yemali ingathi sihlala kwi-linesman thina ingathi siko-linesman
Over 40, kodwa zange ndambona u-6 to 6.
yenina i-12 hours
12 hours, Chomi, I'm tired.
That's beyond human standards.
Okay, so
uwazi uyazi
So it tells you my appetite.
uma wethu
But
uzimeta
anyway.
kule performance yam futhi mawethu you shouldn't give it out like that yandiva ndithe mna ye nenza njani ndexwaka because the 6 to 6
6 to 6 or the 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Okay. So ndimbalisele. So I tell her, I divulge. She didn't have lower lips or she just laughed the entire time because the
Yes,
entire time
because no one can actually
no
take
one
it.
can do it. And she's like, okay, let me get you water to hydrate. I think Chomi dehydrate to at least straw.
awukwazi nobamba iglasi
And now I'm
ufunxa guys kuqhutywa njani yinto
Actually,
neniyenzayo
it's okay, guys. It's okay, really.
It's experiences we have, Galoko guys. We go through these experiences and it's
I would
life.
love for you to tell me it was post marriage.
It was post-marriage.
So xa kubuyani guys emthethweni ngenzeka uba niphoswa zisosi zinilivele kufukama apho
Guys,
I was like,
stay married.
I feel like I stay married nyani u-6 to 6 friends
I've never had 66. I'm not never because I did. I mean, prior that, I've never. And after that, post that, like in the city, one or
Good
two.
men are from
Yeah.
Mars.
Look, gross
Surely this one.
exaggeration is a figure of speech. Are you sure we're not there?
Dude, I am not exaggerating.
No, yes, and I feel like Ubawe hasn't endowed us with similar blessings, at least not yet. Even worse.
So whether or not,
I feel cheated.
whether or not we would say they were enhancers, I don't know.
Guys, must
And I'm
not
talking about someone
there
who's
is
my
that,
age.
but
I'm talking
still,
about someone
but
who's
still.
my age in their 40s as well.
But still.
Asinavele sibatofe sonke ke.
But still.
Except for me,
What
I'm
kind
okay
of an
where I am.
enhancer is that?
I don't know. I wouldn't say that but that one experience for me was like, you know, at Stayem, Olo, bendingathethi lento, ndivile, ufuna xa ufi. And you know, for a month after, every time this person I would meet this person, ndingathethi. Everyone knows I'm talking to my I would be silent.
Wakuhambilisha.
Very.
Wakubetha nje wayimpukeza ecaweni.
And I'd be like, okay, all right. Athi ayibona uNtu usutheni. I'm like,
Guys,
this is all I'd say.
guys, back to the topic.
Guys,
Back to the
it
topic.
doesn't matter what is being said about my gender right now. Every time I'm just dumbfounded.
6 to 6 words. How do you measure?
And this is supposed to be a
How
compliment,
do
but
you
hey, Jess,
measure?
we are winning this one.
How do you
But
measure?
yes,
Uthi
I think that I'm cool.
Mhlawumbi esejari uyawazidofa.
Uthi benza kakhulu. Hats off to them. Respect. Guys, bros, yo, brothers, fathers, hey.
So I think what we were getting at is that my friend did not want what I...
No, even if you narrated it to me, I don't want a 6 to 6.
Okay, yeah.
Hell no.
But
to the no.
Yeah, the 6 to 6, I mean, the kind of... Because we
It's
didn't
a
just
lot.
we didn't just jump into 6 to 6.
Oh, you mean the beauty of
Even
the
the beauty
relationship?
of it, even the you know, the going into it, you know, eventually we were like, okay, fine, let me go sleep over.
Yeah.
The romance, the wit, the conversation, the intellect, you know.
Yeah, wait, also when you're quite wild. That book of yours. So what comes was tested last 6 to 6.
I think ingxaki iqala phaa uba umntu ufunda laa ncwadi andiqoba ndifuna ukuyibona le nto ne.
Oh,
snap.
Wastadishwa.
Yeah.
Wafundwa i-curriculum.
Oh, anyway. Now I get it.
I
Okay,
told
because
you.
I've read the book, guys. Missing Butterfly by Luntu Sipuka, published by
Westpark.
You can find it in your
Exclusive book, bargain books, main bookstore.
market books. Yes, mainline publishers even. It shows you not everybody gets their stuff published by exclusive books. What?
So I think he studied me, ne?
Yeah.
I was a thesis for him.
So prospective authors, be careful what you write about. You'll be studied and you will experience what you write about if you
And
haven't
we're
yet.
not content here, to guys.
Back to what we were talking about. I feel like we need to create a safe space for for us and for our fellow young ladies, for our fellow young guys. These are conversations we need to talk about. You know, it happens. This is not something that we should treat with any level of whatever it is, but it is something that we are supposed to interact with honestly. Yes, you might find yourselves in your line of work or in church met with a challenge that only you know about. And I think the first thing I would suggest is you need to talk about it. I'm my way to told you about what like superior, what in the swear, in my case, that black me forever.
Shout out to Vicky.
You know, I like guys in this healer. In fact, thank you for bringing this up because I need to heal. You know, someone I trusted with my story used it against me.
Yeah.
Yes, other
I
stories.
just saw my daughter.
Yes, other stories. Other stories will be used against you. You know, people will say blah 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 when you know you didn't partake. I still advocate for people to come out and say what happened to them, whether anybody believes it or not. I still think there is merit in what is in my Andrew's story, but although I now know that maybe not all of it was truthful. I still think nobody needs to be exploited sexually. Nobody needs to be, I think nothing should be dangled in balance with sex by, oh, this is a contract you can get versus, you know, this is how. I still think that's a very big flaw in humanity, and all of us should stand up against it. I think also when you become the person that receives such information, I think your allegiance should be towards the victim, towards whoever is stating their case.
But you know how they always say men in power? Because remember, our topic was the fall of giants, right? So when you reach a specific hierarchy, it's lonely.
Yes, it is. It is.
It's lonely.
It is.
And sometimes, and I'm not justifying, but I want us to also, you know, look at things in perspective.
Yeah.
And that they know that when they walk into the room shifts, the atmosphere shifts, and orbits towards whatever they want. And people don't necessarily question what they want. They just get what they want. Now, or the question would be, you know, because it's lonely, because they know that they can't be accessible to everyone.
Yes.
They have to limit their access, you know? And in limiting their access, these things happen, these Ben 10s, because they've got this facade that they need to play for society. I'm a married man, I'm a family man, but I've got desires and I've got fantasies.
Yeah.
You know, I've got a wife and I've got all the children, but honestly, this is my desire. Now, the difference is, okay, they have got all this power and money. Their desires, they're able to make their desires come true. Vese vilonge nanto oqhuma ayike idesire iphelele apha enhloko.
Yeah.
What stops them? Because this is what I was thinking. I thought when you're in a power, you become lonely. Also, abanye abantu, we don't even know that it also has to do with their mental state.
Yes.
They're covered
thoughts.
with their thoughts, the mental state. They're covered with money, and all we see is this facade. Anemali utheni uright, respectable.
Yeah.
But akayenza njani le nto ubani? How does he do it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite a mouthful. Quite a mouthful. And I'm even more concerned now with this topic as we're wrapping it, because I'm thinking this is, you know, as we're going into work tomorrow, this is somebody else's reality. You know, they're going into work and they've got this constant attention unwanted, or that is balancing out something they need or something, you know. It's quite a shameful position for anybody to find themselves in. Where's Utin? What do you say? I mean, I know we've said men, women, you know, but I think beyond gender, you know, these are dynamics that are there in the workplaces, in churches, and any other social structures, whether it's in politics or whatever the case might be, where people actually use their power to solicit or to gain advantage over others, and for their own selfish sexual needs.
So basically, I'm saying we've all got our sense of what is right and what is wrong. We've all got our temperaments and idiosyncrasies. So understand your personalities, understand things that are going to make it possible for you to violate your conscience. They say the best way to violate your conscience or to betray your conscience is to violate it in the first place. You know, so anything that violates your conscience, even if it's thoughts, because thoughts morph into ideas, ideas morph into actions, actions morphs into habits, habits morph into character. Where did it all start? Your
In
thoughts.
the head.
In the head. So guard what you think. Sometimes what you see becomes part of you. You can't unsee a woman that is shaped like a mermaid, unfortunately. Yeah. But you have to nip it in the bud. And if it means when a woman walks into your office, you let the view
secretary-
be at
oh, okay.
ID photo level.
Okay,
Keep
okay.
it at ID photo level. Don't let it
Drop
scan
downwards.
all the way downwards, because you know you have a weakness there.
Towards.
And we all have weaknesses that other men that go ahead and satisfy those fantasies that are desired by weaknesses. But maybe we differ in restraint. Exercise self-restraint is the new flex when you're in position of power.
I love that. I love that. Navigators, I think Unolunto, no more way to have said a mouthful in this regard. As much as power is there to be enjoyed, and power means a lot to a lot of us, but it does need to be counterbalanced with your own sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
And your own sense of responsibility means there aren't no rights without responsibility. You cannot claim anything or anybody or anything, basically, without being able to be willing to face the consequences of that. And I want to say that, yes, at times, let's balance it out. It's not always the other gender that's looking to exploit the other gender. Sometimes the other gender pursues and solicits for their own selfish reasons for them to come out on the other side and claim victimhood, whatever you call it. And we just want to say, if we are conscious in our respective spaces, and if we are responsible in our respective spaces, and if we hold ourselves accountable, I'm sure we can all live in a different world, in a very beautiful world, a world that I'm sure we want to live to our kids, because whatever that we live with, we must remember, we have to create a world that our descendants can survive in. So unfortunately, when we encounter and when we participate in all these behaviors that are selfish, and I think for anything, I think it's quite useless for me. Any sexual pleasure is quite useless, because the pleasure doesn't last for a certain amount of minutes, and the damage that it causes will far outweigh and outlast whatever pleasure that you are deriving in the moment. So can we all grow up, in the literal sense, for us to leave our sexual encounters in the corners they belong to, and for us to show up in our respective spaces as respectable women and men of Africa, standing forward for what it means to be human in the current times. It is a wrap.